Hey guys, it's Dr. Jacqueline
Misha.
and we're here with Bridging Black Love, and we have a conversation we want to talk about. Misha, take it away.
Yeah, we wanted to talk about marriage in 2020. What are people's thoughts on marriage? Is it antiquated? What's the deal?
Wow, interesting. It's a great topic. I see a lot of people talking about it in 2020. This has been definitely a year.
It
Um,
has.
and Misha and I were just talking about how, you know, there's not a lot of weddings going on. We know it's because of, 2020 is a very precarious year, but Miss, you know a lot of people getting married?
I know absolutely no people outside of Facebook connections, like genuine friends, that are getting married. Nobody's getting married. I have not gone to a wedding since 2016.
Okay, let me see. Who do I know that's getting married? Quite a few people have gotten married in my family, and some friends have gotten married, and somebody was recently engaged. I can't think of who it was.
Mm.
So, but so how do you feel that marriage is presenting in 2020?
I feel like marriage has become, it's always been optional, but it seems like something that people are either putting off completely or putting off after every other important accomplishment in their life. So, I'll get X amount of degrees first, then I'll get married, or I'll buy 2 houses first and then I'll get married, or, I'm going to enjoy 10 years of my new singlehood first and then I'll get married. So marriage seems to be not the goal so much anymore for people. But something they'll do after they've accomplished a lot of other goals.
Yeah, I can agree with you there. I remember when, I'm aging myself here, but when I was in high school, it was like, you go to high school, you finish high school, you go to college, and then you get married, and then you have kids, and you get the career that you want. You have the 2.3 kids, the picket fence, the dog, and that's really what it is. And that
Right.
was, back in the late 90s, early 2000s. And I really thought I was going to get married at the age of 22. I was going to graduate at 22, get married 6 months later, go to med school 6 months after that, and have my kids.
Yeah, and I think my goal was similar. I actually wasn't far off of my goal. I probably did it earlier than I thought.
Mm-hmm.
But I think since I was 8, I knew I would be married and I thought I'd have 3 kids by 30. I'd be married with 3 kids by 30. Mm-hmm. And I was married with 2 kids by 21.
Yeah, so I mean, and that's a great thing. And when I talked to like my grandparents, my grandmother got married for the first time at 15 and then got divorced at 16, which was not common to be divorced. Right. And then she married my grandfather at I think at 16 and had subsequently they had 19 children. So,
wow.
I just feel like back in the day when I talk to people who are older, I love to talk to older people, see how, their mind frame is as far as relationships. Because a lot of patients that I meet in my career, they've been married for like 60, 50, 40 plus years. And so a lot of times when I ask them, how did you meet one another? It's usually pretty much the same. We were in high school or we were in junior high or our family member we met at church, very
Right.
young, very, very young. And
right.
So it was like, I knew that I wanted this person. I knew that this was the person I could see myself having a future with. Mm-hmm. And that's really what it was. But when I talk to, young people, when I talk to my, my younger cousins and other people who are, under the age of say 30, there's no rush to get married. There's no end goal. It's not like you said, it's like, I'm going to have 2 homes. I'm going to be I'm going to be investing in all this real estate. I'm going to have, the Porsche Cayenne. I'm going to have this. I'm going to be a YouTube star. And marriage is really
Right. And I definitely think that the shift from women needing the financial aspect of marriage and people feeling like they needed to have a partner, once that shifted, I feel like, marriage became something that just isn't front of mind for most people. I feel like the need aspect is kind of left left the building, and then people just are like, well, I don't need to get married.
Mm-hmm. And
Right.
I'm one of those people. I'm in my early 40s, and I'm one of those people, like, I feel like I missed my window. And the person that I would have married, right after college, it didn't happen because I chose to have a career. I chose to have a career. I moved
Mm-hmm.
away, went to med school for whatever, and I chose to leave that relationship in order to grow. And here I
Mm-hmm.
am in my early 40s. And now, I've already got the 2 children,
Mm-hmm.
chose not to get married. I said I don't rather than I do. And I have the 2 children. I have the home. I have the business and I'm just really like, I don't know where it fits for me. I really don't know where marriage fits for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for me, marriage is something that I will definitely do again. I've done it once. I'm not in a rush, but I know that I'll be married again. It's definitely something that I see doing in tandem with all the other wonderful, great things that I want to accomplish. It isn't going to take me from any of that, honestly. A good relationship, from my limited experience of being in a good relationship, actually it adds to the motivation. It makes me want to work harder when I'm working alongside someone that is working just as hard as I am. So I feel like that's only going to push me more towards some of those bigger goals that I have, and if I accomplish those goals first and then it happens after, that's great too. We'll enjoy the fruits of all of our goals that we've done separately, we'll enjoy together. So marriage for me is definitely something that is on the horizon. It's not in place yet, but definitely, maybe even a little bit over the horizon, but something that I'll do again one day.
And I do, and I know that personally, I see you as a person who, you are a married person, you like that, and that's a wonderful thing. And I see you as a person who is, just thriving in marriage. But I don't know if I see that for myself. I just don't know. I don't know. I don't want to sound like, that 40-year-old, like, jaded person, but I'm just like, am I going to meet the right person? And then is it going to be a good fit for me and my children? And you've seen some of the relationships that I've been in. You've seen some of the you've seen a tumultuous relationship.
Right.
From beginning to end. And really, I'm so concerned about peace. I'm really, really considered, that's my biggest thing is peace and just who I have around my children. And I'm like, oh. And I really haven't had, and this is, going back to probably some generational curses and some things that, I'm continuously working on, but I haven't really seen a lot of successful marriages in my family.
Right.
I haven't.
Oh, I haven't seen any. Matter of fact, I don't know if we were talking, I was talking to somebody else, but I don't come from a family of marriage. My mom was married. My aunt is married and has been married for many years. And another aunt was married, but she had, she lived her life during her marriage. And, so yeah, I haven't married. We're not a very marriage heavy family. I do have a male cousin who's married, but that's more an exception than a norm in my family. So I definitely did not grow up seeing the husband and wife scenario outside of my great grandparents on my father's side. So, outside of the Cosbys, was not immersed in what a marriage life looked like. So yeah.
And I feel you on that because, you've met my family and it's ironic. Most of the men in my family are married or partnered and most of the women are not. I've had aunts who've been married for, a very, very long time. My grandparents were married for a very long time. My mom was not married. And she had her own thing about relationships and love that kind of was told to me.
Right.
And so, and I'm not scared of it. I just haven't, I don't know. I don't know. I just feel like for me, like what's the point?
Yeah, and I think definitely 2020 has 2020 has I've always been very reflective. But you and I know, the conversations we've been having this year, I realized that I was not focusing enough on me being the right person and being the person that I needed to be completely. And I feel like, once I get to a place where I'm at peace with things and I'm in a peaceful and happy place where I'm satisfied with my accomplishments and all of those things, that's only going to attract that kind of energy to me. So I'm not necessarily concerned about the partner I'll have, because I know I'm not going to have them until I'm ready. And, you know, whenever that is, it is.
And I love that. I love that. And I've always loved that about you. You know, there's so many things that I love about you. I tell you all the time the things that I love about you. And that's one of the things that I do love about you. And, you know, you're always so reflective, and you're able to see yourself outside of situations, and you're constantly working on yourself and constantly trying to be a better version of yourself, and just really give yourself liberty to feel, to be expressive, to emote, and to grow, you know, and
Right.
just realize that, you know, none of us are perfect, and that, you know, there's cause and effect for everything. And that's what I love about you. For myself, I just am like, I've been so reflective, especially in the last 2 years of this single season that I'm in. And I just am like, well, you know, am I really going to have, you know, I want a partner, but I haven't seen that. And I'm just like, I'm okay by myself. But I don't want to have that mentality. I don't want to have that, like, oh, I'm an independent, you know, like, da, da, da. And I feel like I'll have a great partner. I just don't know if we'll get married.
Right. I always think of the Neo lyrics. It's like, I'm good all by myself, but we're a force when we together. Like, that's what I see marriage as. Like, I don't need it to make me better. I'm gonna be good, but you know, we gonna be a force.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the way I see it. And I think you'll I think when that person comes, you'll see.
So yeah, so it's interesting. So I hope people chime in and they tell us their thoughts on marriage.
Your thoughts. Is it antiquated? You know, do you want marriage in 2020 and beyond? Or is it something that you don't see yourself doing, something you don't need?
Let us know.
Yeah. Thanks.
Thank you.